Hello, my loves. This is my go-to low back sequence when my back is feeling a little achy and sore, and I know that just a little bit of movement will make it feel a lot better. First thing that you need to do is lay down on a hard surface. Get down on the floor, lay down. If you need to have a cushion underneath your head, you're welcome to. Bend your knees and bring your feet to the ground. Bring your hands onto the front of your pelvis. What the hard surface of the floor provides is immediate feedback so that your low back and in fact all of your curves of your spine can start to reset. Place your fingertips on the front, your frontal hip bones. Take a couple breaths. You might already notice immediate relief. With your hands on your frontal hip bones, we'll start to do some pelvic rocking. As you inhale, you'll arch your low back, lifting your low back off of the mat and digging your tailbone and your sacrum into the floor. And then exhale, tuck your tail, move your navel towards your spine and flatten your low back on the ground. Do that again, inhaling, lengthening the front of the pelvis forward, and then exhale, moving those frontal hip bones towards your face. Contracting and just rocking forward and back, and this can be super mellow, right? Not aggressive, just getting into a little bit of movement in your hips. Breathe. Wonderful. Bring your feet all the way together. The next thing that we do is a little hip lift. Lift your pelvis up, knees together, feet together, and pause here. So we do this statically so that we can make sure that the breath is moving consistently. And in this time, you can start to invite breath into your upper chest and rib cage, letting your abdomen soften, because gravity will encourage your abdominal wall down towards your spine. And then lower all the way onto your back. Hug your knees into your chest and pause for a moment. As you're here, your low back will flatten onto the ground and maybe even your butt starts to curl up towards the ceiling. Can you ease off of hugging your knees in so much so that your low back slightly lifts off of the mat? I could actually start to place one hand underneath my low back. I'm cupping my knees and I'm going to shift my knees forward. Breathe. Can you soften and loosen your hip creases, your inner groins? And then you'll start to mobilize your thigh bones, keeping your low back slightly lifted, your sacrum on the floor, and start to move your thigh bones around in circles. Go slowly. Again, when the body is working and giving you information of exhaustion or being inflamed, being tired, with that general ache of your low back, the response is to be nurturing. Just like when anyone cries out for help, let's be nurturing. Yeah. Okay, hug your knees into your chest, shift your whole body weight into. Bring your left arm in front of you, and you can even kind of scoot your left chest and rib cage into your left arm. Reach your right arm over to your right, taking a spinal twist. Now I'm going to lift my hand up off of the floor. I'm not going to really focus on my so just remove that distraction. I lift my hand up off of the mat or off of the ground, and then I'm going to reach long from the center of my chest in the direction of my right hand. I'm going to encourage this twist. With your abdominals compressed naturally, breathe through your lungs, breathe through your diaphragm, your upper chest, all the while maintaining softness. One more breath. Okay, come back to the center and keep squeezing your knees into your chest and shift over to your right. So lay all the way on your right side. Reach your right arm away from you. Yeah. Keep moving the back of your right shoulder blade to the right, and then extend your left arm over to the left. You will all notice that we can turn more easily to one side. That is common. Lift your left hand up off of the floor and reach your left arm to the left. Let it carry your chest with you. Breathe. One more. And then roll all the way onto your right side. You'll use your left arm on the floor to push the floor away and come up to hands and knees. All right, favorite cat-cows. Arch your back, stick up your butt. Breathe in. Exhale, tuck your tail. And do this a couple more times. Very minor. Very similar in the way that we started, those hip and pelvic rocking movements. Use your breath. Okay. Tuck your toes. Move your hips towards your heels and lift your knees up off of the floor. Come into a little yoga squat, or it's just a squat. All right, move your hips back. Keep the knees moving up towards the ceiling. You can widen your thighs. Take a couple breaths. Your heels aren't going to be on the ground. It's not about that. It's just about moving the leg bones closer to the body, deepening the hip creases, and broadening the back of your sacrum. Cool. And then you're going to lower down. Release your knees. Roll your hips over to the left and sit down behind your left foot and place your right foot onto the floor. A hard thing to do is, now that we're down on the floor, how the heck do we get back up? This could be a whole 4-hour workshop. I'm going to do it really quickly for you right here. Place your hand next to you. You're going to work more into a spiral. So I want you to use body momentum and a bit of force to start to lift up very easily, right? Using your arms. Right, so that there's no hoisting, there's no sharpness in your back. You're just getting up. You're going to use your legs. Always lift with your legs. Come back up. There you go. You can always, of course, use your hands and come up that way. And you can switch sides, right? You can play around with this. It's non-linear. Yeah. This is why that crouched position helped. Right? Using your legs and coming up. So, hopefully that helped. Hopefully your low back feels release.